And I'm gonna have to play it another 20 fucking times, man, by the time I get this paperwork done again. It's not something I want to fucking go through either. Well, I've got, I gotta take a deposition. I can't remember all the elements of a deposition though. I have this guy I have to call up, and without a court reporter or something like that present, I have to make a preliminary deposition.
No, all you have to do is do an affidavit. Have him do an
It's
affidavit
not
and then get it
admissible.
notarized.
It's not admissible.
Affidavits are always
Not for
admissible.
a TRO. It specifically says so in the TRO. If you have a witness, they must appear in person. Now, this person happens to be in Illinois. Illinois and here, they still have the COVID effect rules for the court. Otherwise, they would actually have to drive, according to the rules for the TRO, they would actually have to drive to Colorado. So I need to, Monday, first thing I go in, I need to file a motion for appearance. Oh, you know what? I have to enter a motion of appearance as well for the TRO. I forgot to do that. Um, that shows that I'm representing myself, but I did that a different way. Pro se, I made the notice, but I didn't make the appearance. The title might be important to put on there. Anyway, I have to figure out if whether or not they're going to accept um, a deposition electronically because of COVID rules, and if I can get around it using COVID rules, because it is terribly inconvenient for this witness to come from Illinois.
You think?
Yeah, especially on short notice, especially when I only got notice of it this Friday. And this hearing is coming quick.
Well, the
Not
judge,
only do I have to rewrite it for the hearing eventually, I mean, the, the corrections and the new information can be done verbally if I can introduce a witness. That's going to take the load off. Then the only thing I have to do is to rewrite it, and it gives me more time, gives me all the way until June. Okay, middle of June or something, in order to rewrite it for federal to include the new information. But I don't want to do that twice, and I want more time. Whatever I submit to federal has to be closer to perfection than what I submit locally. You see what I'm saying? So I want that time, but whatever I submit locally, I would have to then submit federally, and then I'm dedicated to that sloppy work and all. You see what
yeah,
I'm saying?
well,
There's no clarification for verbal communication or questions to be asked. In the TRO, I'm being asked questions or clarification. I will not be allowed that in federal. So there's,
Well,
I'm doubling and tripling my work here is what I'm saying
the
because of
judge,
the witness thing.
the judge has the authority to accept a affidavit from a witness.
No, matter of fact,
He
if
has
you're
the
following with
ability.
me, wait a minute. That's specific. This is new. Um, no, it isn't new, but it's because of the words imminent danger. It is presumed that if it's imminent danger, they're not having to drive 1,000 miles in order to commit the crime. That wouldn't be imminent. They have 1,000 miles to change their mind, right? Okay, so they have limited that to the witness. That in under normal circumstances, this would be used for immediate community. Um, but it's generally used for a small community where people are in all one county. You see what I'm saying? It's supposed to have a limited effect, but
Okay, well then,
that
you're
that
filing the wrong
determination was
thing.
made long before they made the determination of the internet and the potentials that that could give. So that's never caught up, apparently, from the old issue of the PT or TRO. I think that's what the case is. Now, they just struck down, what makes it even worse is the harassment charge. They just struck down with the intent to in the harassment charge for electronic. And they got rid of the electronic harassment. This wasn't electronic harassment. This was face to face, gun and camera.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that doesn't even apply. It does slow things down because that decision just came like within the last 30 days from the Colorado Supreme Court, which basically put a moratorium on charges. This has to be wrote off in the upper to show the fact that it was reviewed and it is not against the Supreme Court judgment. And these guys ain't lawyers. So they have to find parallels to the case, which means that they have to listen to over 5 hours of video. How many lieutenants have time in order to pull off to the side and listen to 5 hours of video?
No, what they'll do is they'll have a court clerk or paralegal monitoring the video and making notes of the
They
time
don't have those. There is a internet interdiction team which I detected. I found it due to Leon Valley, and then I looked in the local area here in Colorado, found 3 of them, and who they were sponsored by, who they were out of. They're out of the sheriff's department. I'm already on their radar because that's who I registered to. They have that would be automated. Nobody's looking at it. No one can look at it without a search warrant. Those things, when they're brought into an alert or a flag status, nobody
Okay,
touches it.
if you're going to keep talking,
Go ahead. I'm
don't
sorry. I don't
stop for
know.
like 2
I
seconds.
didn't hear anything.
Well, um, there's an internet delay. All right, it's going to take a second or two between me opening my mouth and you hearing it.
I'm
It's
sorry.
not like the phone, So let's get that straightened out.
Okay, let's get back to what you were going to say.
If I can remember what I was going to say. Actually, you're filing this the wrong way because it's not. There is no imminent danger unless they re-entered the state, unless they wind up tracking you down. What is going on is that is cyber stalking and digital harassment.
I understand that. That's the part that they actually struck down of that statute, which is causing a little trouble. What is not causing trouble is he did not show up electronically. I was not talking to a hologram. That was not an electronic transmission. That was in face-to-face.
There is cyber stalking.
Right, but that's the part that's been thrown in because there's also a right in order to actually expose, let's say, that you're not vaccinated. And that's a danger to the public. There's a right for the people in order to say that. The intent to do that would be the element in which you are being arrested for. That is the section that has been removed. So that is showing the fact that they're recognizing the First Amendment. Okay, I'm going to clap for that. But they confused this and to put a moratorium on using this law until they can sort things out and understand when they remove with intent from the law, what does it read now? And they can agree on that. It hasn't been even 30 days, and we're talking about bureaucracy here. So during this 30-day time, they have a 30-day moratorium on exercising the law until they can get on the same page.